Hello everybody, how are you all? Let us start our today's session on hyphenation. So by hyphenation you understand we mean the use of hyphens. It is really confusing sometimes for many of us to correctly use hyphens in sentences. Now the very question comes in our mind, where to use a hyphen? We have three major, three categories of places where we can use hyphens: in compound words, to join prefixes to other words, and to show word breaks. Now, by compound words, we mean compound nouns, compound adjectives, compound verbs. By compound words, we mean compound adjectives which can be formed by joining two words which is a noun and an adjective. That means a noun and an adjective, a noun and a participle, an adjective and a participle. So by the phrase compound adjectives we mean these three varieties: a noun plus an adjective, a noun plus a participle, adjective plus a participle. We have two other compound words which are compound verbs, but for hyphenation we take those compound verbs which are formed with a noun and a noun, and compound nouns which is also formed with a noun and a noun. Now let us give some examples so that we can clearly understand it, where to use the hyphens. Compound adjectives, if they are formed with a noun and an adjective, the way that we have in the example part: accident prone, sugar free, carbon neutral, sport mad, camera ready, user friendly. If you look at all these examples, you will see that accident is a noun while prone is an adjective, sugar is a noun while free is an adjective, carbon is a noun while neutral is an adjective, sport is a noun, mad is an adjective, camera noun, ready adjective, user noun, friendly adjective. So when we make compound adjectives like this, we need to hyphenate these two words. And compound adjectives, like, look at the way they are formed. They are formed with a noun, a participle: computer aided, power driven, custom built. So we need to hyphenate them. We need to use a hyphen between the two words: power hyphen driven, custom hyphen built. And if we make compound adjectives with an adjective and a participle, like good looking, quick thinking, bad tempered, fair skinned, open mouthed. See, good is an adjective, looking is a participle, quick is an adjective, thinking is a participle. So when we make compound adjectives like this, we need to hyphenate these two words. Regarding compound verbs, we have already told that the compound verbs that we hyphenate are only compound verbs formed with a noun and a noun, like ice skate, spot check, court martial. Look at these verbs. These words, these words can be used as verbs, but these verbs are compound verbs with ice and skate. Both of them are nouns, but by the end we use them as compound verbs. So we need to use hyphenate this kind of verbs, this kind of compound verbs, if they are formed with a noun and a noun, a noun and a noun, a noun and a noun. See, ice is a noun, skate is a noun. So when we say I skate, we need to hyphenate them. Spot is a noun, check is also a noun, so we need to hyphenate them. Coat, noun, marshal, noun, we need to hyphenate them when we use this word as a verb. We were talking about compound nouns. So this kind of compound nouns are also formed with a noun and a noun. An example should be air crew, playground, chat room. But one thing we have to remember that these kind of compound nouns can be written in three different ways. This can be hyphenated, like air crew, we have written here air hyphen crew, play hyphen group, chat hyphen room, and at the same time we can write them air crew with no mark, no punctuation mark, like air crew, playground without any hyphen, chat room without any hyphen. This without any hyphen version may be something different as well. I mean, we can write them as two different words, not one word, like air crew, playground, chat room. So this has to be kept in mind that these words can be written as single word or even two words, and at the same time we can hyphenate them. There are some other compound words like mother-in-law. See, mother is one word, in another, law another. So when we join three words together, we need to hyphenate them. Mother-in-law, editor-in-chief, 10-year-old. There are some other compound words like when numbers are used as the first part of the compound adjective. Well, of course we are talking of compound adjectives, but these compound adjectives have to have numbers before them, like 10 minute. Remember one thing, this 10 can be spelled out also. 10, if we have given a digit here only, it can be spelled out also. T and 10 hyphen minute, 13th century, second story. For this kind of compound adjectives also, if they are formed with a number and noun, usually we use hyphen between them. And there are some fractional adjectives. Such kind of compound adjectives with fractions, like half wanted, I half wanted the pizza, I half wanted to go on a tour, like that. This half wanted should be hyphenated. Quarter million, 1/3. So when we form compound adjectives with fractions, we hyphenate them. And now with prefixes, mostly we will talk about these three prefixes for today: ex, self, and all. So we will just give some examples here, like if we use ex as a prefix, ex-wife, ex-mayor, and if we go for self, self-satisfied, self-served, and if we give an example with all powerful, all pervasive, all encompassing. Not all the prefixes are hyphenated, but some of them. We have given three examples. And to show word breaks, word breaks, I mean, when it so happens that at the end of a line we sometimes break a word so that we can manage spaces. So there we can use hyphens to mark the breaks. Now what we are saying, hyphens can also be used to divide words that are not usually hyphenated. I mean, there are some words that are not usually hyphenated, but those can be hyphenated as well. An example may be like disabled, When you can write disabled as one word without any hyphen, and at the same time you can write dis hyphen abled, but you cannot break it like this disabled, because this is not where the word is actually broken. I mean, this is not how we can break it, because these two words are dis and abled. This word is actually dis and abled, so we cannot break it like this disabled. No, that is not acceptable, but we can break it like this. I mean, if we need to break this word at the end of a line, we can break it this way, but not like this. Another example will be helmet, but not he helmet. We cannot break it like this. So this is all about our discussion on hyphenation for today. Stay well. Thank you very much. Stay cheered and careful.